Night of the Demons is better than you remember, and here's why.
Hey, careful, man. She's acting really weird.
Alright, horror girls, so I'm gonna jump right into it. So Night of the Demons is about some teenagers throwing a party at an abandoned funeral parlor on Halloween night. Some evil force awakens and keeps them from leaving the house, so their party ends up turning into a living hell. The film was released on October 14th, 1988 and had a budget of $1.2 million and grossed over $3.1 million worldwide. This movie stars Amelia Kincaid, who was known at the time for starring in the Stray Cats music video Sexy and 17. I just watched that video for the first time today. Kathy Podwell as Judy, dressed as the Alice in Wonderland character everyone fell in love with. Linnea Quigley as Suzanne, who can make lipstick disappear with her boobs. Alvin Alexis as Roger, who might be the smartest character in horror history. Hal Havens as Stooge, the dude who will do anything to get laid. And Billy Gallo as Sal, the New Yorker you don't want to fuck with. Directed by Kevin Tenney, who also directed Witchboard. Edited by Daniel Duncan, who also edited the next two sequels, Night of the Demons 2 and 3, Witchboard 1 and 2, the I Spit on Your Grave remake in 2010, and Leprechaun in Space from 1996.
Okay, so what I wanted to ask you, first of all, is if the weird kid at school that everyone accuses of like being a witch and into all this weird shit, randomly decided to throw a party and ask you to come, would you go to this party?
Probably yeah, because I'm that weird. Like if someone was down to go to like some kind of haunted place and throw a party, I would have been all about it. I was already into a lot of weird shit, so something like that would have struck my attention, especially as a teenager. I was trying to do the most for no reason.
You guys need a hand?
We sure do.
See ya!
In this movie, which character do you like identify the most with?
I don't know if I would want to be any of these people.
There wasn't one relatable thing anyone had to you?
Maybe I would be like, I would probably have been the smart one that's like, okay, let's get the fuck out of here. We're gonna climb this brick wall. That would probably be the only character that I could be like. All the other ones were a little goofy.
So Alvin Alexis, you would have been
Yeah.
like in the corner, hiding by the fire, not playing the game.
Probably.
We need to
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here.
Woman, we gotta get out of here.
I definitely feel like I related a little bit to Linnea's character when she was possessed already at this point. But when he was trying to leave and she gave him the keys to the car, and he was like, "Thanks, Suzanne," and she was like,
Don't mention it. I don't care if you're a chicken shit. Just remember to open the gate before you drive through it.
That would have been you?
"Yeah, like leave, get out of here. You're ruining the fucking mood right now. We in here vibing with the strobe light." But speaking of the strobe light, don't you think like, what a simple time to live in where you can just bring out a strobe light and it just turns the party up for everyone.
For fucking out!
All right.
I found it in my mother's closet. She used to be an acid head.
Whoa! Now we're cooking it up.
I was gonna say, there's like nobody there. There's
Exactly.
like 10 people.
Everyone was like far out. They just literally everyone was dancing. Have you ever been to a party where everyone was dancing? No.
Not once.
All of them
not
were dancing. Even Stooge was getting his shit on. I wanted to ask you, do you think by the time Angela was dancing, right, that dude Sal was fucked up already? Every shot they show of him when they first get the whole house, he got a beer in his hand and he's taking a sip.
Yo, straight, where we gonna put this thing, man? It weighs a fucking ton. There's something, Max. I never knew you could read.
No. I was thinking more along the lines of a seance.
Believe this place is possessed.
Nah, just repossessed.
Do you think he was trashed already when Angela started dancing?
If I was in his position and somebody was doing all that crazy shit, I would think I fucked up already. I
Right.
would hope he is.
'Cause-
That was a little crazy.
Because at first, when he was sitting there, he was first into it because he started licking his lips.
in holy remembrance in scarlet lipstick.
You know, she started dancing a little too aggressive, I guess. And he started backing up.
He's like,
He started-
wait.
And you know who popped in? Stooge, the guy that I said earlier that was down to basically get laid by anyone.
Well, all right. Now the party's back. And so is Stoogie.
On the topic of that dance, I don't know if it was just me, but when you were watching that dance, did it bring anything to mind, or did it remind you of anything that we have watched before?
No, but I had the weirdest boner.
During that?
I have the weirdest boner.
That's immediately what I thought. I was like, I have the strangest boner watching this.
You're just like Stooge, I guess, then.
Yeah,
Into it.
Stooge. That's my dog.
All right, dudes. And dudesses. Let's party!
All I could think about when I was watching her dance around the room was in Slumber Party Massacre 2 when the Driller Killer had his whole crazy music montage. And he was
In
dancing
part
around the
2.
house.
Duh. Yeah. Yeah, that's such a great point. You know, a question I think that most fans want to know is when Suzanne basically becomes possessed, because, you know, Linnea Quigley's character, she gets possessed first and kisses Angela to possess her. How come Suzanne isn't the lead demon and Angela is?
I didn't even think about that. That's so true.
Right? The only reason why that could have happened is maybe she was just more alpha.
Even in the beginning, like before anybody was possessed, she kind of had that energy too, but I'm stumped. I honestly have no idea.
So the demon was basically like, oh, this body's weak.
That's a good excuse. Get the heck out of this weak ass body.
Yeah.
What did you think of all the kill scenes in this movie? Because one of my favorite ones is when she pokes Jay's eyes out,
Ooh.
but then they immediately follow it with like that little shitty break your neck, and it was kind
Yeah.
of weak. So what do you think about the kills?
The kills are probably like on a C level. maybe C plus, you know, maybe a B minus. I did like the kill when the girl gets her head snapped and then her boyfriend's arm is like out of the casket and Stooge is fucking slamming it down and then the arm comes off, you know, and later on we see that arm grab Kathy Boswell's character like a little Evil Dead moment right there. I did like that, you know. There were some things in it that I thought were pretty cool. So did you know the director Kevin Tenney wasn't really a horror fan when he shot this film? He probably seen like a small handful of films like The Exorcist and stuff like that. But do you think because of that is what makes this movie special? Because he really had nothing to refer to.
I didn't know that, first of all. I would say for it to be this good and like this memorable and him not really be a horror fan, that's pretty impressive actually.
Right?
Like I would never have guessed that at all.
Well, I think the like creativeness of like exploring those type of options, doing what you think people will want to see and not really having a reference, kind of like may have brought that magic a little better.
How about an orgy? I'm sure if we try, we can get Jay hard again.
I don't know if it was just me, but I feel like at the very end when they're climbing the brick wall and all of the creatures are kind of coming out of there, all of them look very different. Some of them look like demons, some of them look like vampires, some of them have crazy eyes, some of them look like zombies. Like, did I miss something? Are they all supposed to be something different? Or
I know for a fact that Stooge and Angela's character got pretty much burnt, so that's why they kind of look like burn victims. And there was multiple times where they kind of shifted in looks, especially Suzanne's character. Her character, I feel like her face switched a couple times, but I feel like since they're demons, like you could kind of probably get away with it because you know, I guess they can shapeshift into different things if they wanted to. Maybe at that time they just ran out of product, and if they shot it in order, that's all they had left to use. because you know, budget reasons. This is something very important. Do you think Judy is the real final girl by default? Because in my mind, Roger is the final boy.
He fought hard
He
to
did.
deserve the final boy spot, and he was like super smart. I mean, Judy was not very smart. She kept like giving up and being like, "Oh, I can't," and he's like, "Come on!"
Yeah.
So I think he deserves it. He deserves the final.
And he
boy
saved
spot.
her at the end.
Yes, yeah.
For a moment there, I thought he was going to be like, I'm fucking out. Because he was just
Bye.
laying on the floor for a while, thinking like, should I go back up that wall? And he was just listening to the noises, creeping himself out.
I can't believe he saved her.
Climb, girl, climb!
What would you rate this on a scale of 1 to 10?
On a scale of 1 to 10, now, I love this movie to death. One of my personal favorites, so I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of 10.
Respect it.
8.5 for sure. I think that's a good rating.
That's fair.
To me, this is just one that I always had a lot of fun with, and I've been watching forever. I mean, it's fucking Night of the Demons. I talk about this movie so much, people are probably sick of it.
I live in a nice house, you know, with plastic slip covers on the furniture. Enjoy your lipstick, doll face.
Did you know that the Washington Post criticized this film as a convergence of stereotypes and cliches, which I think is some bullshit, because during those times, the typical stereotype character was, you know, a black or a minority character just dying first in the film.
What does Washington Post know about anything? What do they know?
Right?
What do you think I am, some kind of idiot or what?
As you know, I love this film a lot, and I just feel like, you know, you can say whatever you want about this movie, but I feel like they did a lot of cool shit technical wise. There was a beautiful scene with some broken glass on the floor and you can see everyone's face. I thought that was really cool. The Evil Dead shots of people getting possessed. For this production, they didn't have a steady cam or anything like that. They literally just rigged their camera to a pole and the dude was just running with it. They had to get real creative with some of these shots. The shot when Linnea is literally holding the sharded glass and it lights like half of her face to basically show that transition into like that demonic character. I thought lighting wise, that was a crazy smart decision. Also, if you ever watched that 70s show, they had that 70s show shot of the group having a conversation in the circle with everyone saying their line and it's going to the next, going to the next, going to the next. So they want to say 70s show started that shit? Bullshit. Night of the Demons did that first. So there was also a shot where it was a really cool push-pull when Linnea Quigley first kisses Angela to like possess her. That's a technical shot to do. Sometimes you need a super long dolly track to pull those kind of things off. So I'm not sure if they actually did that, but however they did, they made it seem like it was a nice push-pull, which I could appreciate. There was also some scenes with Angela running in the hallway, but she wasn't running, she was like just floating. That was the shot where Angela was actually on roller skates, which, you know, again, budget filmmaking, but they look cool. Also, another cool thing they did was Angela's fingers being lit on fire like candles.
Oh, there you are. I was just warming my hands in the fire.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Apparently, she only had like 5 or 8 seconds to do that take because it would have really started burning her. So just the fact that they doing these kind of risks, I know it was the 80s, you know, they risk a lot of things, but it was really cool. So those are just some tech things that I wanted to talk about that I feel like a lot of people should appreciate more of this film, because you just see it and you just see a demonic type possession film, but I think it's really fucking awesome.
Just what the doctor ordered.
On that note, normally I don't really get into the technical stuff, but I want to say you explaining some of those things to me actually is pretty awesome, and how they got some of those shots, especially for the time, that's super interesting actually. And That's fucking cool. Especially the roller skate thing. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
That's the thing. You could tell everyone cared. Those are the kind of things that gets my horror boner going. You know what I'm saying? So
I respect that this time. Normally I'm like, oh, cool.
yeah.
You know, that's pretty impressive. You're right about that.
Right.
It's super impressive.
You did remember to invite some cute boys to the party, I hope.
Of course I did. And we're gonna scare the shit out of them.
So, Ray, before we get into the fun facts, let's take a moment to acknowledge all of these iconic lines.
Wow, bodacious boobies, sis.
I go tell that pretty little piece you call your sister that handsome hunk Sal's here. And tell her I brung my pet snake for her to play with.
Do you guys have sour balls?
Why, sure we do.
Too bad. I bet you don't get many blowjobs.
Would you like a fudge log? Huh? Why would he want one? They look like sun-dried poodle turds.
Good evening. Allow me to introduce myself.
Yeah, Count Dingleberry, the flaming asshole of Transylvania.
I don't care what you all think. My daddy was a preacher.
Maybe I'm in the mood for pork tonight.
Shit. Hell my ass.
Don't worry, Sal. It ain't the weird ones you gotta watch out for. God, didn't your mom teach you nothing about women?
What, is everybody here on drugs or something?
Stop looking at me.
Ah! Damn it, this is worse than my brother's V-dub.
Run, Judy, run. See, Judy, run.
No wonder why there weren't any boards on the window. Can't get the fuck out of here.
Relax. I just want to look good for the boys.
All right, we're going to start with some fun facts now, and Horror Girl's going to jump right into number one.
So, fact number 1 is Amelia Kincaid choreographed her own dance routine.
Fact number 2, Kathy Podwell quit her job working as a waitress because she was being casted as Judy.
Fact number 3, the house used as the main location was eventually demolished and replaced by a Ralph's supermarket.
Fact number 4, in the original draft of the script, Judy's little brother had snuck into Hull House and ended up as a big part of the story, but due to labor laws, it was a little too expensive to pull off.
Fact number 5, Night of the Demons was shot in 4 weeks.
Fact number 6, the script was originally titled Halloween Party, which was changed because it sounded a little too similar to Halloween from 1978.
Fact number 7, when we first see Angela, she is wearing cross earrings. Then in the movie, when she is possessed, her cross earrings are upside down.
Fact number 8, Linnea Quigley almost didn't take this role to play Suzanne because she thought she was too old to convincingly play a teenager.
Fact number 9, according to some people on the cast and crew, they believed that Hull House might have actually been haunted.
And finally, fact number 10, Night of the Demons was shot on classic 35mm film. Is there any closing arguments on why you think someone should watch this? And since you asked me earlier what was my rating, we might as well get your rating as well.
I would rate this like a 7.5, which is high. And I think it went up a little bit after you told me about all the behind the scenes stuff. I think that's really cool. So I think for that alone, just how impressive it is for the time, you should watch it. I think it's cool.
You would think I worked on the film the way I talk about this.
Judy, Roger, where you going? The party's just begun.
So that wraps up this video on Night of the Demons from 1988. Thank you all for tuning in. If you could please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let us know what you think about this film. And if you have any facts that we haven't talked about that you would like to share with us, write it in the comments. We would love to hear it. Horror Girl, take us out.
Have a good day. See you next time.